Hey guys, in today's video, I want to show you 10 bass lines that taught me how to be a professional gigging bass player. I'll see you inside the video. Hey, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and today's video, I want to do something a little bit different. Today's video is inspired from a Facebook message that I got from Sarah Robbins, who has been a long-time Bass Lab Plus student. This is what she said to me. BTW, ... I enjoy seeing your gig videos. Now I see you as a fellow musician too, not just a really good bass teacher. It gets tough to support each other from so far away, but vids of our gigs help close that gap. Now this inspired something really important inside me, which I'm going to share right now. So this message made me realize something super important, that I'm not sharing enough of my history as a bass guitar player here on this YouTube channel with you. Because after all, where it started was with me as a bass guitar player, and I've been doing this professionally now for well over 20 years. So on my gig on Saturday, I just got hold of my brand new iPhone 13 Pro here, having a bit of fun with the new camera here, and this really super cool small rig clamp, which means I could clamp to virtually anything. And I took a ton of footage from the gig. So today I want to share that with you so you can see me in action and see the kind of things that I've been doing for decades, which have led into me starting this eBassGuitar YouTube channel to show you the tips and tricks of the trade, which will make you a better bass player. So let me give you a little bit of context about the gig. The gig was a wedding, and it was basically what's called a scratch band. A scratch band is a group of musicians that get together to play gigs. Typically, there are a couple of commonalities that go on here. The first one is they're normally really good quality professional musicians who know their stuff and are of a high caliber. The second commonality is that they tend to know exactly the same repertoire, so they can come together and play a load of the same songs really well. So what I've done here is I've recorded a bunch of songs just using the iPhone. This is just the mic inside the iPhone picking up what was going on stage. So you're going to hear this live and raw as it actually happened. So the first bass line I want to share from the gig is something that I've played for decades. I must have played it hundreds, if not thousands of times, and I still love it because it's got such an incredible groove, and the chances are you guys will play it too. This, of course, is the legendary Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Check it out. The next bass line or song is a classic piece of disco, originally played by the incredible Bernard Edwards. It's one of those mainstays which every single bass player should know and have in their repertoire. But I want you to listen out for this cheeky piece of slap which is often missed in it, which sounds like this. This, of course, is We Are Family by Chic. So the next bass line is one of those super funky bass lines, and there's so much you can do with it. You can get super creative. This is Kiss by Prince, and what I did at the beginning of the track was keep it super simple and lay it down and play it really straightforward. Then towards the end I started breaking out, and that's what I'm going to show you now. Some of the fills and some of the excitement that I put in as the band really started getting cooking. Now the next bass line number 4, is a line that I featured on this YouTube channel in last week's video when I was teaching you 5 bass lines that taught me how to play slap bass. So make sure you check out this video. This is Never Too Much, originally played by Marcus Miller on the incredible Luther Vandross record. Now I'm featuring this one so you can hear this incredible Sadowski bass line. I was having some real fun dialing some bass and some treble to really get the slap bass sound zinging, particularly in conjunction with this beautiful bright maple neck. So check out the sound, see if you enjoy it. Now bassline number 5 is one of those things I absolutely adore doing in songs. I love going from playing a groove and really letting it breathe to something which is super tight and in unison with the rest of the band. Now this song, Best of My Love by The Emotions, has exactly that, because at the beginning you'll hear this unison line that everybody plays. And then we hit this fantastic groove that just feels great. So check it out, see what you reckon. Guys, we are halfway through and I would love to know if you are enjoying this video. Please can you let me know one of 2 ways. Firstly, in the comments below, let me know there. Or secondly, can you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we release a video every single week designed especially for beginner intermediate bass players who want to push their bass playing to that advanced level. There is a red button somewhere around this video. Now on to bassline number 6. Now no wedding would ever be complete without a bit of Michael Jackson. And this is one of my all-time favorite Michael Jackson tunes from the original first Michael Jackson solo album, Off the Wall. This is Rock With You. If you're ever listening to that track, make sure you check out Louis Johnson's chords in the bridge, which sound a little bit like this. There's loads of sneaky little cool things that he puts in. Anyway, let's check this track out. So let's talk about bassline number 7 now, because this is super interesting. This is You've Got the Love. It was originally by Candy Staton, but Florence and the Machine did a version of it. And this was one of these songs, when I got on the gig, I looked at the set list and went, how does that one go? I can't remember. And the keyboard player just said to me, oh, you'll be cool. It's simply G sharp minor, F sharp minor, and C sharp minor, like that. And this is a prime example of sometimes how you can play a whole song knowing 1 or 2 pieces of information. So I just took that chord sequence, listened to what the drummer was doing, and we ended up with this. So bassline number 8 is a classic Atlantic soul track, and this is Respect by Aretha Franklin, originally played by the incredible Donald Duck Dunn. Now this is normally done in 1 of 2 keys in my experience. The original is in C, which is super high, so a lot of singers, if they have to do a couple of hours, want to take it down to a lower key of A. Now there is this really eggy section, which is the first chord of the bridge, because it's completely unrelated to the rest of the song. It's the flat 5 chord. Now the verse is typically something like this. Like that, really simple chords where your ear will lead you from one chord to the next, but you just have to know that the first chord of the bridge is this E flat minor like that. Anyway, let's hear the song and you'll see what I mean. Now, bass line number 9 was originally played as synth bass, and this is Ain't Nobody by Chaka Khan, and here's this fantastic bass line which translates really nicely to the bass guitar like this. Between E flat minor to F B. So great bass line that works really nicely on the bass guitar, but the really interesting thing about this is the bass line has very little direct relation to the kick drum. Now as bass players, we're always taught to follow the kick drum, but this is one example which breaks all of the rules. So check it out, it's really fantastic to play this track. So our last bass line number 10, and I've chosen this for a specific reason because last week over in the Bass Lab Plus, we held a live song workshop where I stripped back an incredible song right to its bare bones and taught it from the ground upwards. And that was Ain't No Mountain High Enough, originally by Marvin, Gaye and Tammi Terrell. And timing was fortuitous because the last song on this gig was Ain't No Mountain High Enough. So I was able to grab out the exact bass part and transcription that I used for that lesson in the Bass Lab Plus and play it on the gig. So this is what it sounds like in action. Guys, that's the end of today's video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you let me know in the comments below because I would love to know if you'd like me to make more footage like this where I'm taking my trusty iPhone out into the field and capturing gigs so you can see what I've done for the last couple of decades. Anyway, cheers. I've been James from eBassGuitar.com and we'll be back next week with another lesson for you.